faster when you're drunk. These days I walk along these lonely halls, taking stock of all those things that fall. For every day I brew this nasty swipe. When the bulls come round, I hide it in a pipe. I toss and turn and pray to win this funk, and hope time passes faster when you're drunk.
Hello. Okay, there we go. We got sound now. All right, cool. Yeah. So we're trying something different today. I'm not doing like video games. No, we're not doing that. We're doing this instead. Yeah, hang on a second. My head's shiny. There we go. Yeah. Not need to destroy the ambiance with my shiny head. Anyway, all right. So, ooh, I got to do something here. I got that on? Yeah, I got that on. All right. So, this is what we're going to do today. No, that's not it. Where did my thing go? Oh, no. That's the one. That's what I want. Right there. I want. Actually, we're going to do a little. I'm just going to go and uninvisible that. We don't need. I can see the chat right there in case anybody shows up for chatting. All right, so we're going to do a gameplay demo of Aliens versus Predator today. I'm going to be playing with myself. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's not like that. It's going to be like a solitaire kind of a thing instead. It's going to be like solitaire. We're going to choose 2 decks, and we're going to start a little a Swiss kind of tournament here to see which one comes out on top. This is going to be a multi-week kind of thing, and then by the end of it, we'll have a champion. We'll have, and I'll have ideas on what I need to do to fix these decks. So, and you're coming along with me on this journey. So, without further ado, the Thunderdomening. I present thee, the Thunderdomening. All right. I guess they should start off with a speech or something, right? Like the Thunderdome. I could do kind of the speech. Fighting. Fighting leads to killing. Killing leads to warring. And that was damn near the end of us all. So now we settle our differences here. 2 men enter. 1 man leaves. 2 men enter. 1 man leaves. 2 men enter. 1 man leaves. Imagine like an echo. And I bring you 2 men with guts full of fear. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying times here. Simulated dying time, but in Minecraft. There, that's, I'm done with you. All right, so what we're gonna do here? We got 2 dice. 1, 2, 3. Oh, how is it gonna do this? Yeah, it was gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do I do this now? I had this thought out. All right. Oh yeah, that's how we. Yeah, I figured it out. So 2 dice, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So we're rolling. We got. That doesn't work. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. There we go. We're gonna roll it again just for fun. 2, 4, 6. All right. So 2, 4, 4. This one. And that one. We got the Predator versus Terminator today. I think I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, that works. Yeah. So whatever we did, we just chose 2 decks. This will be interesting. This will be an interesting little matchup here. Just gonna get rid of the rest of these bozos here. And on with the show. All right, so starting off, I do have my rule books available here, and I will be researching. It's been a long time since I've done this, so we're going to be going back and forth on it. We have two different games that have slightly different rules. So I'm going to bring up the Terminator rulebook. These are the turn sequence and the Aliens Predator rulebook with the turn sequence. So you'll notice that most of these are kind of the same if you can read them. I don't know, they're up there. If you do have your own copies, I'll read them out for you here. Number 1, it's got turn sequence. Number 1, ready cards round is the same for both. The second, the staging round, this is where most of the differences are. We have the protection step, which exists for both, and that's usually for the Aliens Predator. That's where you're going to rescue civilians. Happens during the protection step. It happens the same way with Terminator. You rescue civilians during that step. So they have to be in the location the turn before, at the beginning of the movement stage or the staging round. Right? It's called movement for Aliens. It's called staging round for Terminator. It's officially been changed to the staging round. All right, so the second sequence is play new locations. That comes off with our locations deck, and we'll get into that when we start playing here. Third step, movement step. That is movement. And how this game works is if you're playing with multiple factions, more than 2, there is a sequence to movement for each of the factions. It begins like this. It's rogues, resistance, Marines, then it's Skynet, then it's solo predator, then it's pack predator, and then it goes to regular aliens and then cloned aliens. And I believe that's all of them. There's a corporate one in there too, which happens, I think, after or before. I don't remember. We're not worrying about that. We just have these ones here. So our sequence of play is going to be, for this game, Terminators go first, Predators go second. And we're just going to be doing a solo Predator with this. So it's going to be Terminators, or Skynet, and Predator. So that's the movement step, the basics, the very basics of that. Now, build step is the exact same as the Aliens mature step. They are both there. For Skynet, that's when you're going to be building stuff. That's when aliens are going to be maturing for that. And it happens the same way. Any actions that take place, the first player, which is the first to move, goes first, then the second player goes. And it goes back and forth like that. Where this game gets really kind of weird with its timing is the timing of events. And we'll kind of go through that a little bit. But right now, the main differences you're going to find are going to be with the staging round versus the movement round. They are the same round. Both of them line up together. They kind of do the same thing. We're going to be mostly using the Terminator rulebook because after that, we've got the discard and draw round, which first you discard and then you draw. They didn't clarify that in the last one. And then you've got combat. And combat we'll be going through when combat comes to it. There is a sequence to it. I'm going to read it off to you right now. Sequence 1, segment 1, for step 1, you declare attacks. That's the first thing you do, and that's both people declare attacks. So if everybody's in a location where they can both be targeted, both players declare attacks, both at the same time. You say, I'm going to attack with this guy, and then you rotate for the attacks. You declare your unhidden close combat first, then you declare your unhidden ranged combat, declare hidden close combat, then you declare hidden ranged combat. So unhidden, close combat, unhidden, ranged combat. Then hidden, close combat, and then hidden, ranged combat. Being that I'm the only one playing here, we're going to have some weird stuff going on when it comes to the hidden markers. So we might just kind of skip a little of that, but I will go through how it works, just so everybody knows how it is, even though I'm going to know where all the hidden movement markers are versus the real marker. That's the big mystery of the stealth in the game, is you get to choose, like, say, for instance, you're a predator, I'll get out some of my movement markers here to show you. So a predator with 3 hidden movement markers, right, are going to look like this. Only on the other side, you'll notice one of them has a symbol on both sides. That's going to be your true location. These other 2 are going to be decoy locations. That's how movement for hidden movement works, basically. That's the very quick rundown. After that, we have the resolve ranged attacks. You resolve your ranged attacks first. That means any damage done from the ranged attacks gets resolved before close combat. So if something's running at you, you shoot it, you get to kill it first possibly, right? Now, because these happen simultaneously, right, damage resolves before their combat resolves. So if you actually shoot, say, an alien with the gun and you hit it and it does enough damage to it, does any damage to it, it will affect their resolve for their attack for a close combat attack. And like I said, we'll go over that when it comes to it. We will probably see combat. I don't know if this game we will, but, well, probably. All right, so range always resolves before close combat. Just remember that. And then search round, that's where you do your searches for stuff. If you're looking for equipment, if you're looking for supporting characters, if you're looking for other stuff like that, it kind of works out that way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put our rule book over here. And I'm going to do some setting up. It's a little bit of setting up to go here. Just got to make sure I'm not covering anything up terribly here. So, all right. So you start off with all of your starting equipment on your main starting posses. In this case, we have a Terminator with a bunch of little drones over here. And I'm going to use the drones kind of like a stack. For a second or two, you're going to see them all in one spot, and then we're going to move on to, if I need to space, we're going to move them into different spaces. So how I'm going to do this, because it's going to be tight, you need a lot of space for this, is we're going to be condensing a lot of stuff, but for the most part, we're going to keep our main stuff free from clutter. Right there. So those are his starting locations, and then we're going to set up the predator right over here. Which means let's put the rule book right there for right now. And I don't have a lot of light here. I might have to go grab another light. It is kind of hard to see this. Hang on one second. I'm going to try something. Nobody's looking at me anyway, so there's going to be a little bit of backsplash there, but that's fine. But you get a little bit more light, but there's also the stupid shadow. So that's why I turned it off the first way. But it looks like we're going to have the shadow anyway. Anyway, I'm going to try to stand back as much as possible. I do need another lamp or something over here that directly shines down on the table. That would probably help out quite a bit. But for the moment, we're just going to keep rolling with this because I don't have that set up yet. Okay, so we've got our Terminator location deck. We take out Rubble Hills because that's our connecting location. We're going to flip that upside down, and we're going to shuffle up the rest of our locations. And then we're going to stick those right on top. That's our location deck. Let's put that, that doesn't really need to be anywhere. So we're going to put that right over here. And then we've got our main deck, and I'm going to shuffle that up. Fun stuff. All right, then we're just going to put that aside. All right, let's get these guys set up. We got our Predator. And this one we're using just him. So let's do a Predator mothership and a docking bay for our 2 locations. We've got a defensive position. I'm going to put that over here. That gives him some bonus abilities depending on the location. We're not going to have to worry about that just yet. And then he also has a location deck. We're going to take Rubble Hills. We're going to put that down. The rest of these we're going to shuffle up. I'm going to put that on top. And we're going to do the same thing over here. There's a location deck. We've got a regular deck. All right. And then this game, you don't get to roll to see who goes first. Whoever the first, let's just say the slower character goes first. So in this case, depending on faction, like I said, it's going to be the for determining and for figuring out the timing issues. It will be Skynet and then Predator, Skynet and then Predator, and that continues for the whole game. So Predator always gets the second move. Skynet moves first, Predator moves second. Now, there are some weird timing issues that we'll get into with events, and because this is the Predator deck, we most likely will see that. So I've got my, we're going to get my hidden movement markers here, my Predator here. Oh, I forgot something with him. We're just going to grab the deck real quick here and grab a couple things out. He starts with up to, I believe it is 17 on him, 17 or 18 points of starting equipment, and I start with 17. I'll have to look into that on the. I will give like a link to the. There's an awesome forum that still exists for this game. The main website has closed down years ago, and they had quite a lot of resources there. Well, a lot of fans took that stuff and moved and moseyed it onto this forum, and I will put a link to that forum when this concludes, maybe tomorrow or so. That if anyone's interested in looking at the scenarios, looking for decks, looking for people to trade with, if you're interested in getting some of the old cards, you'll also have the links to the player-made sets, which are pretty cool, and the unreleased official set that you can download and play is also, there's a link to it there also. So I'll put a link to that later on. So he starts off with a camouflage suit and a throwing disc. Camouflage suit gives him +1 defense. Whenever he's allowed to move, the owner may use hidden movement with 3 markers. That's these 3 right here. So he gets these 3 markers. We've already got them set aside, and we're just going to have those sitting off to the side for whenever he moves. Okay, so first thing up, we're at the ready all your cards. Everything's already ready, so we can skip on to the next, and it's the staging round. Protection step, nothing to protect. Play new location step. That's when we take the first top card of our location deck, and we place it either to, if it's exterior, it goes next to right here, because this is a ship. And what I do with ships is I play them below entry locations. There is another card that you can put there, but I think ships work better there instead of being an actual. They're awkward. It could really screw things up if I don't do this. They didn't really do a lot of specifications. So the scenario that I'm using, I am playing my ships below the entry location, which is technically an exterior location. For the Terminator, you'll notice it's got a different colored background here. It says exterior here. It says interior here. Interiors go above exteriors. So this is adjacent to this. And this one that's coming into play is now going to be adjacent to this because it is an interior. Not labeled on the Aliens Predator cards because they never got that far. It's a design flaw or a feature, but this is how this is going to work. So entry locations are considered to be, for an Aliens Predator card, to be exterior. Anything else is considered to be interior. That's basic rules for it. So, and then for the Terminator, we have a secondary one here. This is automated assembly line, and we're going to stick that up here above the processor bank. And what I'm going to do here, because these are going to get cramped, is we're going to move them in a little bit. If I move to that location, I'll read it for you, and then you can see what it does. We're going just through the basics of gameplay right now. Movement, combat, the other stuff that goes along with it. And then we're going to see how everything works with it. So if it comes to it, I'll read off what it does. Otherwise, we're just going to move on as quickly as possible. All right. So I need something to drink. Give me a sec here. I don't even know if anybody's interested in this. I'm doing this for my own freaking giggles. So my own giggles. That's why I'm doing it. All right. So we got that all set up. The board is ready. We got our first locations out. Now we can move on to movement. All right. So movement. Predator starts off at the ship. Terminator starts off here. So we're going to use this blue token there to mark where the Terminator is. That's this whole group. That's them right there. If they split off, we're going to use a different token to mark them, and then we'll move the split off group wherever we're moving. So right now, though, we're staying right there. Predator is also staying right there. Actually, you know what? Just for fun, to show you how it looks, he has a movement. So let's go over the stats. I forgot to go over the stats of the cards. All right, so we're going to bring this up. Where's the camera? Okay, so this is our Honored Elder. You'll see this top number here is a 4, bottom number is a 7, right? He's at 8 honor. Hand size is -1 card. Whenever he gains combat pool, including starting, gain double the stated amount. Okay, that's another thing we should do too. Combat pool. So he's going to have 6 and 7, 8 combat pool. And we'll just have that sitting there in case we need it. 4 is his speed. 7 is his power. All right. 7 is also his hit points. Speed is also his defense. So if I'm rolling to hit him with another character, I roll the die, I add my modifiers, and if I roll over a 4, he's hit, right? Under normal circumstances. Camouflage suit, we're going to bring that up. +1 defense. Whenever he is allowed to move, the owner may use hidden movement with 3 markers. All right, so he's got +1 defense. Now, being hidden also gives you an additional +1 defense. So he technically has 2 pluses to his defense. So instead of a 4, he becomes a 6. So if I want to hit him, I have to roll over a 6, which means I have to have modifiers to hit him. So that's how that works for the moment. We're not connected, so we don't really have to worry about that yet, but it is coming. So he moved. This guy's staying where he's at. All right. Next stage. This is where you draw your hand. So, oh, no, I'm sorry. We missed a stage. The build step, we don't really have anything to build. Oh, I was going to move him. We're going to move the whole group up here to the processor bank. And then we're just going to sit there. We're sitting at the processor bank. So they moved. We're done with movement. Now we get to discard and draw. He draws, because of the scenario, he draws 8 cards. That's his hand size. This guy's hand size is 5 cards. But he gets a +2 hand size for urgency. We're going to bring that up. That's urgency. You gain +2 hand size, and all other players who did not play a condition gain +3. We don't have to worry about that. They played a conditional. So, and their condition is defensive position. Each character at location with cover gains +1 defense. Each character at a confined location may only be attacked by 1 character. Each character at an open location gains -1 defense. These effects do not apply to any of the starting locations. So they don't apply to these, but they do apply to this one, and they do apply to that one, but not these. These ones and these ones. No. So that one, we're just going to put that there, and we're going to put that one up there. So we've got, I'm sorry, he starts with 4, I believe. Is it 4? Yeah, we're just going to say it's 4. So he starts with 4. He gets 2 more for that. So he's drawing 6. He's drawing 8. So we'll do it according to who goes first. He's drawing 8. So 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's drawing 6. And this is his hand. And we're going to go. We got Inspiration, Sentinel, Heavy Combat Chassis, and an Urban Ground Assault unit. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to save those. Okay. I'm not going to worry too much about the effects. We'll go over the effects when I play them. So if you can see, I'm just noticing what I have in my hands. So that is his hand. We're going to put that aside for right now. And we're going to go on to this guy here. And he draws 8. He has no other modifiers for it. And we're going to see what we got here. Okay. Now, how events work in this game. Events are these cards here for the aliens. And you'll see I've got a couple of events here. This is the location. More events. So there's a duplicate event. We're just going to put all the events together. We've got that one. We've got those ones. All right, so we got a couple of events here for the Predator. Now, how events work according to this game and how this is where it gets tricky. This is where people get hung up with. All right, so you want to play, this is how we solved it with my play group back in the day. If you want to play an event, declare that you have an event to play. And you can play them anytime during any of the rounds of this. Some of them will be specific to whatever round it is. They will say on the card whether it's specific to which round it is. If it's specific to that round, you play it only during that round. If it doesn't mention it, you can play it whenever you want to. Whether you're in the ready cards round, whether you're in the search card round. Any round, you can play it in event. If it doesn't specify. So, in this case, Predator takes a look at his hand. He says, I have an event to play. Now, because the Predator is moving second, right? It goes Terminator in this scenario, and then Predator. So Terminator gets the first. He's the first player. Predator's the second player. It would work that way too if you, for instance, if I wanted to play 2 Predators against each other, what you would do before you started playing is you take both Predators from both players, and then you'd each roll a die. Whoever rolls the highest die roll gets to be the first player, then the second player. So the first player goes first. Second player follows the first player. In this case, that applies also to events. So, if you have an event to play, this is how we solved it. We would declare that we have an event to play. If the first player also has an event to play that they would wish to play, which I'm grabbing the wrong deck, he would say, yes, I have an event to play also, so I'm going to play mine first. And his would react, and then it completely resolves before the second player gets to resolve their own event. That's how you get by some of the timing issues. There are some that are a little more drastic than that, and if we do get a chance to play them, we'll go over what you can do with those. But most of the time, that's how it's going to work. First player gets the first choice to play. If he passes and declines, the second player can play an event. And then, here's where they get stuck on it. If the first player wants to play 2 events, in this case, he does not have 2 events to play, but if he did want to play it, he would have to fully resolve his. Then the play passes to the second player, who would then get a chance to resolve an event of their own, and then play returns back to the first player. So you can't play 2 on top and you need to play 1, resolve the first one, and then bring the second one in. You can also use a stacking mechanic like I think Magic has it. So if this guy plays an event, this guy then plays an event, he stacks it on top, and then you get a third event you can stack on top that way. And then you start at the bottom and work your way to the top. And they resolve in that direct order. The reason why this plays like this, though, instead of the stacking, is because this player might want to play something like, dwindling options here. And dwindling options for every 1 combat pool. So he should have 8. And I kind of mixed those up with a different die here. Keep track of my dice. So he would have 8. So he would be able, for every 1 combat pool you play, your opponent must discard 1 random card. He waits to the next draw round to refill his hand. Now, if this player gets stuck with the dwindling options right away, and he spends all 8, he would have to lose 8 cards, right? This guy, if he goes first, he has a chance to play 1, technically. Now, he can also counter if he has a counter for it, but they don't have any counters in this that I can give you an example of. But the counters are where it gets weird. Counters override the rules for this. So if you have a counter that counters something that cancels a card that's being played or in play, you can play it technically whenever the opportunity arises. It's the only exception. The rest of the time, if this guy here was getting hit with the dwindling options instead, and the roles were reversed, he would have something like, oh, well, I'm going to play a dwindling options on you before I lose it, right? No. The first one has to completely resolve before the second one can even take place. So his hand would be completely resolved, which means he would lose the whole hand. He would no longer have the dwindling options. Therefore, he wouldn't be able to play the second one. See how that works? It's a little confusing, but that's where this game gets the clunkiest, is with actions and reactions. So in this case, though, the Terminator's playing a card here, right? And he says, discard. This card is inspiration. Discard one card from your hand to immediately draw the top 2 cards from the top of your deck. This game, he's going to be discarding a heavy combat chassis. He's going to discard that for the play, and then he's going to draw 2 more cards. 1, 2. And there's a reason why we're doing that. All right. Next, he declared he has an action to play. He's going to put a Berserk, which is permanent. Combat pool costs are halved, rounded down for this character, but each combat pool costs 1 damage point. He's going to put 1 Berserk on Honored Elder here, just like that. Okay, so that's that action. Now, he's drawn 2 more cards. One of them here is Data Stream. It's a permanent. Draw 1 card for every 3 production you spend for this effect. He now can play another action if he likes, which he's going to. He's going to play that, and we're going to put our permanent card right up there. And we're just going to note that it's in play. It's there. It's in play. And he's done with his actions for that turn. And again, anytime you want to play an action or an event, you can play an event. Think of events like actions, like these. The event cards are going to be very specific. All these are events, locations, equipment, character, conditions, and if there's anything else, I will bring it up. But in this case, do we have anything else to play here? He's finished his 2. He's got a second one he can play. We do actually have one. This one is Prepare Yourself. It costs 1 combat pool. Player immediately refills his hand to its current size, costs 1. Do that? I think I do. So we're going to play Prepare Yourself. Now, normally it would cost him 1, but because he's got a Berserk on it, halves and then rounds down. I'll read the Berserk card again. Permanent. Combat pool costs are halved, rounded down for this character, but each combat pool costs 1 damage point. So at 0, he doesn't take any damage, he doesn't lose any combat pool, and he still gets the effect from the card. So we have 8 hand size. I've got 5 cards left. I draw 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. I told you these 2 decks are going to be interesting. Now, Terminator, he doesn't have any more actions right now. But we're not done with the Predator yet. He just picked up some new stuff. Which we are actually going to do. All right, so he's going to pay 1 because it was okay. This changes everything. Its normal combat pool is 3. Player shuffles his hand into his deck and redraws a new hand. Costs 3. Okay, so he can play this, but he's going to pay 1 combat pool, which will bring him down to 7, right? But he's not done yet. He also takes a point of damage. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use that to mark 1 point of damage on him. So he had 7 hit points. He's now at 6 hit points with 1 point of damage, right? For every point of damage that you have on your character, it reduces your power and your speed. So he is now a 3-6 with 1 point of damage on him. This damage, you cannot avoid it with armor. It goes straight through. It's not considered to be elemental, but when we get to elemental stuff, we'll talk about that. But it does penetrate. So it goes straight through. He takes that damage, but he gets the effect from that card. In this case, he takes his hand and he shuffles it back into his deck. And then he draws a new hand. Like I said, these two decks are going to be interesting. All right, we're just going to do quick shuffles with this just to keep moving. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more, 8. Okay. All right. Okay, so he's not done yet. We're still in the middle of the movement round, I believe. Or no, we did the discard and draw round. So we're in the discard and draw round. There's no combat yet. So discard and draw round. We're still in the discard and draw round. All right. And he has one option that he can do. But he's going to hang on to that for a second. Yeah, I think what we're going to do. Those are good to hang on to. Those ones. That one, that one, that one, that one. Okay, I'm just strategizing. All right, so put his deck down for the second there. He's going to use the abilities here on the Predator Mothership, which is Predator at this location rotates to heal 2 points of damage. At this location, rotate to find any Predator item card in the player's deck for 1 honor. So he is going to reveal his location, because anytime you do something that relies on a specific location, you have to reveal your location. So he's going to reveal his location, which means he loses his 2 hidden markers, because those were duds. So you know he's here now. And then he's going to rotate, and he's going to heal that 1 point of damage off from the 2 there. All right, now it's the chance for the Terminator to do something, and he passes. So it goes back to the Predator. Predator is going to play Somebody Wake Up Hicks. Ready 1 character, costs 1 combat pool. It's halved. Half gets rounded down to 0, so it's free on him. He plays it, he readies. And that was mostly just to get it out of my hand. Because now we get to move on to the Terminator. Option to play an action again. He doesn't have anything. Yeah, he doesn't have anything to do yet here. They're just kind of sitting there at the processor bank. So he passes, goes back to him. They pass. They move on to the next round, combat round. Everybody passes combat. Nobody has combat to play. And then we go on to the search round. Search round here. Predator is going to search because he's going to use the ability here. At this location, rotate to find any Predator item card in the player's deck for 1 honor. It's going to raise his honor requirement by 1. So how the Predators work, we should get into honor requirements. In order to win by honor for the Predator, you have to take his starting honor, which is 8, right? 8's his starting honor. Then you add any other equipment pieces he has. So we've got a 10 and a 7. So we've got 17 plus 8. So 25 is what we would need in honor points to win. So we have to kill 25 points of the opponent's characters. Now, how honor is calculated is for every speed, I believe it is speed? No, it's power, I believe. There's an easy way of doing it, and I can't remember what it is, but I think it's the power. So for every point of power is equal to 1 point of honor. So 9, so killing a Terminator would give him 9 honor, but any pieces of equipment or items that he has on is equal to their cost. So this one would be 4 and 2, so he would be worth 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He'd be 15 honor total for that, which would be well over half of what he needs to win. Or not quite half, but enough that it's going to get closer to winning. So every piece of equipment he looks for, it gives him more honor cost to win the games. In this case, we're looking for a specific item, so I can actually pick up my deck at this point and then just look for it. And I'm wondering what I should do here. There's a couple options I have for picking. Yeah, I'm going to do that. We're going to put on him a hunting kit. And then we do another shuffle. And now he has to get 26 on her to win. Okay, put that down. We've got 7 combat pool left. He's all done there. He's rotated. He hasn't done anything. These guys haven't done anything, but they're all sitting right there. All right. So that is the end of the search round. Now we go back to the ready round, and then we ready our cards, and then we start from the beginning. And that was one full round of gameplay, minus combat. When we get to combat, we'll get to it. All right, so I'm just going to speed along here. First thing we do is we grab a card from our location deck. That was from my hand, I believe. And it was from like a turn ago, so it got stuck in play, but it's not in play. All right, never mind. We're just going to keep that there. We're going to pretend it never happened. All right, so I've got an illegal card. When you have an illegal card, you reshuffle your location deck. An illegal card is something that you cannot put into play that's in the location deck. So if you can't put it into play, you just shuffle it back in, and then you pick a card that you can put into play. The reason why it's illegal is because I don't have another entry location that it can go next to. And it was another spaceship. And there's a reason why it's in this deck, for this exact reason, to reshuffle it so that I can then pick a card. And in this case, I get Rubble Hills. That's our connected location right off the bat. But we're not connected yet because he has to draw Rubble Hills. These are 2 different lines. Think of these as 2 different pathways for locations, right? Except for the main locations here, the starting locations, these are distinct, which means that if I were to play with this character, another research and development facility, it would be a separate research and development facility. It wouldn't be the same one. But this here, this automated assembly line, if the Predator has one of those in his deck, they would be considered to be the same location, which means if I were moving, I can move, say, boom, 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 and if it was right here, it would be the same as that. Then we could connect and we would start a brawl. That's how that would work. That's how locations work. So think of it as 2 separate paths. There's 2 separate sides of town, and they're working their way towards each other. And that's how the locations work with the deck. So in this case, we've got his location there. We're going to get the Terminator's location. And he's got a unit construction zone, which is an exterior location. We're just going to put it right next here. So we're going to need a lot of space. Downside of this game is it is very space intensive. You need a lot of space. You can condense things, and we will see me doing that periodically. I'll be sliding the cards under like so to show that there's an additional location there that does something else, just to condense everything into a smaller locate space. But if we need to read it, we'll read it. All right, so that was the play new locations. We didn't have any protection, so we didn't have to worry about that. Play new locations. Now we're moving on to movement. The Predator is going to do that again. He's going to do a similar situation where he just moves around. This one, he's going to move over here instead. So he's going to have 1 token there, 1 token there. Now he can move up to his 4, so he could technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. He can do any sequence like that. If they were connected, he could move up to 4 in that location, that direction also, but they're not at the moment. So, okay, so that's that. These guys, they have, we're going to read this card real quick for processor bank. It's distinct. During the production step, gain hand size +1 for every drone you rotate at this location. These effects are canceled if there are opposing characters present. This bonus to hand size lasts until the end of the current turn. So since we are at that location, we're going to use that ability, and we're going to rotate all these guys here to gain +5 to his hand size. So all these drones here just gave him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra cards that he will now, because at the end of movement, we get the build step. We don't build any. We're not building anything. So we're moving on to discard and draw. We discard first. Let's start with the first player to play. Does he have anything he wants to discard? No, not really. But we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's got 11 cards. He's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. All right, so that's 11 cards for him. Yeah, that's 11 cards. So he's got his hand there. And we'll go to Predator. And we're going to discard some stuff. We're going to discard that. You can discard as many cards as you want. We'll discard that. And we'll discard that. Oh, I forgot about that. I'll have to wait till next try to use that. Okay. So then, oh, what do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's drawing 3 more. 6, 7, and 8. Okay. All right, so we got a Predator and we got a Terminator. This is the build-up stage. We're going to be doing back and forth a lot. And in this case, hmm. Five. All right. All right. I have a plan. So yeah, we're going to pass. No attacks here. Does he have any events he wants to play? Yes, he does. But he also has equipment that he wants to pull. Okay. Yeah, he's going to go for the equipment because we've got ourselves a situation here happening. We're about to see combat, I think, in about 2 turns. So, all right. So he passes. He passes. We're going to go for an equipment piece instead. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. He's not even nearly ready yet, though. But it could be interesting. So I think we're going to go for it. All right. So next phase here, we go combat round. We don't have any combat. We're doing search round. He's not searching for anything. I don't think. No, he's not searching for anything. He is going to search for something. And he's going to search for a laser sight. And I don't think I want to play that card just yet. So we're not going to do that just yet. I think we're going to give it one more turn. I want to see if I can get at least one more berserk on him before we start fighting. He also needs to get a different weapon if he's going to shoot earlier. So right now we're at the search round. He didn't search. Now we're at the ready. We're ready those guys. We're going to ready him. It would probably be beneficial for me to attack him, though he has no weapons. Yeah, no, I think we're going to go for it. I think we're going to have to. I think that's probably one of the ways we stop this deck. It could be interesting. All right. So now we are ready. All your cards. Protection step. Nobody to protect. Play new locations. Let's do that. We got a machine shop. We're just going to put that up there for them. These guys here have a clean room. We're going to put that clean room next to this unit construction zone here, which is next door to that one. So they each have their own internal locations there. Okay. Movement. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to go back a little bit. Did I want to play it now? No, I said I was going to wait till, I'm going to wait for one more turn. Yeah. I'm going to wait for one more turn. I am, however, what time is it here? We're going to give it a sec here. We're going to wait. We do have something we're going to play that's going to hose this guy a little bit. It might actually help him out, though, too. It's hard to say. Okay, he's got one berserk on him. Declare attacks. No. Declare searches. Yes, we are going to do that. So, no attacks for both sides. Movement, stun, build step, nothing to build. During the production step, which is the build step, I can rotate. I'm not doing that. These guys are actually going to move over here. So these guys can move 1, this guy can move 4. So we're going to move everybody to the research and development facility. I should have done that earlier. We are going to do that right now, though. He's okay. He moved. Just double checking. Play new location step. We did that. Movement step. Okay, now we're at the build step. Now we're at discard and draw. Okay, so discard and draw. All right, so I'm going to discard those two. We're going to hang on to those for a little bit. They might be useful. Okay. Now we'll discard that for right now. He needs another berserk. So discard and draw. Okay, so yeah, we're going to do these guys first. Discard and draw. These guys have too many cards in their hand. Their hand size is only 5. He wants to keep these cards, so we're not discarding anything. We're not drawing anything. So that's what we're doing there. I forgot to do something. I got to back up before we do discard and draw for this guy. We were going to actually, that's the reason why we moved here, was we're going to put a guy into production. We're going to put this guy into production. He costs 7. We only make 5. 5. And then we're going to blow power to make it 10. So he's making 10, right? So he actually does. Oh, okay. Because we've got this data stream, and data stream is a permanent that lets you draw 1 card for every 3 production you spend for this effect. He's going to spend 3 production for a data stream. He's drawing 1 card, and he's also putting servo admin drone into play. It damages this location. We'll read this one here for you. It's a permanent. Target a location where 5 plus drones just rotated to generate production. Double that specific production and add the damage resource to this location. Discard this event when the damage resource is removed. So it's damaged. He does bring this guy into play. He comes into play rotated. So he can't do anything this turn, but he is in play. All right, so then we asked them. I have a card. Oh, wait, see, he's the first player, so he can just play. So he played the blown power grid. That was his first permanent. Now this guy gets a chance to play a card. He doesn't have anything to play. So he plays a second one, and that is Shifting Sands on Blown Power Grid. And Shifting Sands is cancel and discard any permanent event except barriers in play, or cancel and discard an opponent's Shifting Sands as it is played. So he just got rid of that damage from there. So we were able to put something into play. That was what I was planning on doing with that, and I forgot to do it, and now we've done it. So there we go. Oh, and then I get to draw one card, and it's another Shifting Sands. Yay. All right, so that's that. He's not drawing anymore. That happens outside of your hand size, by the way. You just draw cards, by the way. You just draw them right into your hand. He's going to finish his draw. He gets 4 more cards. 2, 3, and 4. And he's not getting anything that helps him. He's not getting anything that helps him. All right. Kind of, sort of. I mean, it's not bad stuff, but I should be just ditching those. I should be just ditching them, but we're not. We're slowing this one down. We're keeping it going a little bit. All right, so his discard and draw round is done. No combat. We're going to search round. He is going to search here. He doesn't have to search for anything, I don't think. Actually, he is going to search, I think, if he can. Can he do it with anything? Oh, that's right. That's production. He doesn't search. He produces. That's right. The Terminators, they don't search. They produce. So if you have something in, you have to build it. So he has to build it. So this guy here is doing his search. We're going to find a plasma caster. We're going to put that on him right here. He needs a lot of honor to win. We're just going to say that. It's probably best he just kills everybody on the other side. Okay. And with that, do I have anything else here that I want to play? No. All right. So we're going to undo everybody here and here. And we are at, so that was the ready cards. There was no searches here, ready cards. And we are at the protection step. Nobody has anything to protect, so we go on to the play. Oh, actually, before we do that, I got to remember this. Found them. Play at the start of movement. All players find the top location of their decks and play them immediately. Shuffle the decks. It's technically supposed to be the movement phase, so we have to play it right now. And we're going to go through our deck and find a location. And I have one right there. It's access space. And both players play it, but this one I know for certain he does not have a location in his deck, so he's not going to search for anything. All right, so found him's in play. We're going to stick the access space here. Actually, before we do that, let's read the access space. It's the first person to play this card picks one additional location. That location is adjacent to the access space. This effect is permanent. We're going to make the unit construction zone here adjacent to the access space. And we're going to put the access space right here, which is technically the only place we can put it. So we're just going to bring those. Actually, I could put it there. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to put it actually next to Rubble Hills here. So we are connected. This goes to here. Right there. So he's connected right now. So, all right. Now, movement. We're going to pick all my pieces up here. And we are going to move from here. So he's got 4 movement. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 with that one. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. Now, here's the thing. Your movement markers can't all be in the same location, otherwise they get deleted, unless you have a card effect that specifies you can do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to spread them out a little bit here, just like that. So he might be here, he might be here, he might be here. I'm not even sure which one it is now. I've forgotten. So what we're going to do is we're going to put an Overwatch on him here. And character may rotate to attack during the movement round with +2 to hit if he has tactics. Discard this card when the character moves or rotates. Well, yes, he's going to rotate. He reveals himself being at the location right there. These two go away. This is what we call a free attack. It happens outside of the combat round. Overwatch is discarded, and he gets to have one attack. He doesn't get +2 because he doesn't have tactics. So he is just a +1 right now. +1 to hit with ranged weapons. A hidden owner must declare his attacks at the same time as on unhidden characters. Now, he does not get to retaliate unless he had an Overwatch also. At which point, if he survives, he can then retaliate afterwards. But in this case, I know what's going to happen. I'm targeting him. But the tactical command unit, armor 3, individual. All your Skynet characters gain +1 to hit, and you gain +1 combat pool for every character they kill. Every attack declared against T, whatever his name is automatically redirected to your choice of your characters at the same location. So he's redirecting. Actually, you know what? That does 15 damage. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He would take 1 damage if he hits. He's going to take the damage himself. So he's choosing himself to be the target of that attack. So now we get to roll for an attack. All right, so this is just a basic outside of combat attack, so it just resolves. In this case now, he's shooting with a +1. He has to hit a defensive 4. So I need a 5, a 6, +1. So basically I would need a 4 or better to hit him, which I did hit. I rolled a 4. So he hits him. He does 1 point of damage. So we're going to find a damage token here. There's a damage token. So there's the damage token on the Terminator right there. Okay. Okay. I need my drones, because otherwise he was going to kill a drone. So that is the first blood has been made. The first shot has been fired. We are now in an ability where we can start shooting. Luckily, this guy doesn't have a gun yet. This guy's all stacked and ready to go, but he shoots 1 time a turn pretty much. So we got some issues going on here. All right, so that was that. Now we are on to, I forgot which round that was. So that was, oh, I couldn't have played that. Never mind. We're going to back that all up. Axis space out. Beginning of the movement round. No, I could play that. We were in the movement round. Yeah, no, that was perfectly. Yeah, okay, I get it now. Yeah, he does take 1 point of damage. All right, he's got 1 point of damage. I got lost a little bit. So we played that. We moved, and then we played that during the movement round. Yep. So we are good to go. That was completely illegal. All right. Okay, so he's done one. He can now do an action if he likes. He's going to play a sentinel on the unit construction. He's going to play it on the research development facility first. One right here. Play on a location that you brought into play. If applicable, it loses the dark resource. If this location has the high-tech resource, every unhidden opposing character that enters it is attacked by 10 short-range damage, limit 1 per location. I could put it here. That's actually not a bad idea. We're going to put the Sentinel here on the unit construction zone. Actually, you know what? No. I'm going to hold off. Actually, no, that's not a bad idea. We are going to do that. We're going to do that. Yep. This guy has a chance to use an action. Okay, this is just too wicked, so we're going to do it. It's called Dwindling Options. For every 1 you pay, your opponent must discard 1 random card. He waits until the next draw round to refill his hand. That's halved from 1 to half of 1, which rounds down to 0. For every 0 I pay, he has to discard 1 random card. We're making him get rid of his whole hand. So, Dwindling Options just ditched his whole hand. And he has nothing he can do about that. Except, nope, it's not a permanent. Dang it. So this is all gone. Yeah, that all got discarded. All right, that's how it works. That's how this works, man. That's how this game plays. Okay, so now it's his turn. He can't do anything. And we made the wrong choice there. And so we're going back to this guy because he's passing. And that is the movement round. Oh boy, I don't have anything else here. And he doesn't have any weapons. But you can still attack with your power. So he could run over here and punch him for 9 damage possibly. His defense is a 7. He could take 2 points of damage theoretically, but he's unhidden now, so he's got a +1 defense. So he's got a 5 defense. He's unhidden. He could do that. He would just have to roll a 6 or greater. It's not looking very odds-like, so we're just going to skip that. He was planning other stuff, but it didn't happen. But here's what we do now. Combat happens next round. But right now we're in the discard and draw phase because this is after the movement. So discard and draw. We're going to get rid of that. He's got 4. So he's drawn some cards. He's drawn cards too. He's got 4, 5, 6. He's drawn 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully he has something that can help him. And he doesn't really. He's got stuff that he can probably stall things for a little while. He hasn't even really started building yet. But that's how this game plays, man. That's how this game plays. Okay, so discard and draw for these guys. All right. He's done at combat already. He doesn't have anything there. He's not ready yet. Okay. But I could do some serious damage to him if I can. Let's do it. He's going to take damage, though. Oh. We're going to give it a minute. What time are we at right now? An hour? Yeah, we can take some time here. We can take some time. So he's going to. All right, so he doesn't have anything to play just yet. Attacks. Nobody's attacking here. Nobody's attacking here. So now we go to search round. Nobody's searching. Then we're back at ready round. So ready. Okay, ready there, and then ready there. All right, protection step, movement round. We're on the staging round. We're the movement round. All right, I have to do this. So we're gonna wait on him. We're gonna do this guy's movement first. Protection step. Nobody's protecting. Play new location step. Okay, so let's play new locations. Infiltrator assembly plant for him, and he's got an airlock. Airlock is an entry, comes out outside here next to the docking bay. Just gonna put it right there. That's my hand. Somewhere else. All right. So that's that. Nothing really too spectacular there. We're already connected. We're in trouble. Terminator's looking like he's going to be in some serious hurt here. Doesn't have any weapons. He needs weapons. We might be able to do something in a couple turns here. I just have to stall him. I just have to maybe. So the next time he gets hit, because he's got 1 damage on it, it removes 1 from his power and his speed. So he's a 3, 8 right now. But he's got armor 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I'm sorry, he's got 8 plus 1 for his augmented musculature. So it makes him a 9. And then he's a 9 power still, even though he's got 1 damage on him. He would have been a 10 if he didn't have that on there. But he's got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So he would take 2 points of damage the next one around. He can do that. We got a plan. All right, so play new locations movement. Okay. He's staying right where he's at. Because he's going to make a bet that, yeah, if I move into that location, he's going to come. This could be okay. This could be all right. So he's only got all right. So he's staying right where he's at. So he's done moving. He did his movement. He did the movement for him. He's right. We're leaving. But we're leaving in style. We're going to use our movement markers. We don't want you to know where we're going. So he's moving from here. He goes 1, 2, 3, and we're going back over here 4. With that one, and then we're going to keep that one there. And then we'll keep one there like that. So that's how the movement markers work. And I don't remember which one I moved. I do. I think it's that one. I think that's the one. That's the actual character. Because I want him out of there for the moment. We need a better situation here. All right, so that was that. That was movement. Now we're at the build step, and the Terminator is actually going to do something here. He's got stuff he can build. So this guy, all right, armor 4, individual. During the production step, rotate to get to production while at a location with the factory resource, or rotate to add +1 production to all other drones at its current location. He's going to rotate to add +1. So these guys all make 2 now, right? So they're going to go, that's 4 and 4 is 8 with these 2 guys, right? Now that leaves us with 2, which are just going to fall into the ether. They don't save up for the next turn. They just go away. But we brought those 2 guys into play. So that's what we're doing there. All right. Then we're going to play this. It's what's the date?
and I didn't give him combat pool, but he would have 4 to start off with. This one gives him 5, and I will read that card. What's the date? Gain 1. In addition, you may rotate one of your main characters who at the same location as a character with the police resource and gain an additional +2. We never have to worry about that here. There's no police in this deck, so he just gains 1. So he's up to 5 now. Okay, so that's that for that player. And we now are build steps over. Now we're at discard and draw. So he's discarding and drawing first. He's discarding nothing. He's drawing 3 cards. All right. All right, next guy here. Before discard and draw, he's playing it. This changes everything. Yeah, we're doing that. It costs him 1, so he's now down to 6. He takes 1 point of damage. And we'll just move it with that. Pick shuffle. We're drawing 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, it's a lot of the same stuff. All right, that's all right. That's okay. Because I can do that. I can do that. We're gonna do this before we discard and draw. We're gonna use a second chance. Take a card from your discard pile and add it to your hand. Costs 3. In this case, it costs him 1, so he takes another point of damage. We're just going to give him another point of damage. And we're going to take that. This changes everything again into his hand, right? This is how this deck works, by the way. It's just how it rolls. And then, since we are there, it becomes 5. We're going to play another. This changes everything. That goes 4. He takes another point of damage. So now he's at 3 points of damage, and he's discarding. And we're hoping for a good. We're hoping for what we want here. We're hoping for what we want. All right, so just a quick shuffle. Back there, and then we're drawing 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. There's 8. And he still didn't get what he wanted here. Nothing, not even close. But he did get something. He can keep this ball rolling. So he's going to do this. He's going to rotate at the Predator mothership to heal 2 points of damage right off the bat. All right. And then we're going to go down to 3. We're going to play it. This changes everything. And to reshuffle the hand back into the deck. I can't believe he's missing this many times, man. This would be so much easier if he clicked one time. One time it would be easier. Oh, this is awful. It's like the worst it's ever played. It's okay. That's the risk of this deck. All right. I forgot. He's down to 3. He takes another point of damage. That. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 cards. All right. Okay, finally, we got what we're looking for. Now, does he have any cards to play? He's asking him if he has any cards to play. He doesn't have any cards. He does have a card to play. Data stream. He's playing a data stream. All right. You can have multiple in play for that one. It helps if somebody tries to cancel it. We're playing a Berserk on Honored Elder. That's their second Berserk.
Okay, so now he's not going to be taking some damage anymore. So, but sadly, doesn't have anything in here that he can use at the moment. So, wants to keep those ones and those ones. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's going to do it. It's even a launch. He gets 2 cards out of it, though. So player immediately refills his hand to its current size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He draws 2 more cards. 1, 2. All right. He's using a second chance for free now because half and half, right? So it halves 3 to 1.5, which rounds down to 1. 1.5 gets halved again from 1 to 0.5, which rounds down to 0. So second chance now is free. He's going to play that. He's going to grab. This changes everything. Into his hand. And then he's going to, now this guy has the option to play the card he's passing. He's playing another. This changes everything. This one's free now. So we're just going to do the same thing we just did. This is how this deck rolls, man. It is awful. And he's getting very close to being very, 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 very deadly. I do not know how it's going to play out with this Predator or the Terminator, though, because he seems to be rolling pretty good, too, now. He's starting to get a situation going here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. He's going to play a what? Somebody wake up Hicks. Is he still passing? Yep, he's still passing. Somebody wake up Hicks. He's going to rotate to get rid of 2 damage. You can use these multiple times. Unless it says you can only use it once, you can use it multiple times. So that's what he's going to do there. All right. He's going to play an Overwatch on himself. He's going to play an Overwatch on himself. And then he's going to play a Prepare Yourself. Player immediately refills his hand to its current size. So we've got 4 cards. I draw 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I didn't get anything near what I wanted out of that. So I think that is done. Now remember, I did this before my discard in my draw. So now I can discard and draw. We're going to discard that. 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 And then I'm going to draw 4 cards more. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And I got my 6. And then we're just going to put my 3rd Berserk on him right there. So we've just cleared out. Now, when you reshuffle your deck, when your deck gets all discarded out, you reshuffle it, you lose 1 hand size. So now he's drawing only 7 cards every turn. Now that he's reshuffled. And that happens over and over again. So the next time he reshuffles, he draws 6. The next time he reshuffles, he draws 5. And that carries on until you have no cards that you can draw left. All right. So okay. And that's that. That's what he's done with his discard and draw. No combat. Is he shooting? No, nobody's shooting over here. No combat over here. Okay, so now we move on to search round. No searches, no searches. And now we move on to the ready round. So things are getting a little weird over here. We have a lot of drones. And some of these drones do some stuff. We got 2 of those guys now, and we've got 5 of these guys, and we're just going to put them in a pile. Just pile them. 5 of those, 2 of these guys, and 1 of this guy. Okay, so that's that. He readies right here. He keeps his 2 Overwatches on, which are completely useless. So you can play one on. Once he rotates to do one, the other one gets discarded. But it gets it out of your hand.
and it is legal. It technically doesn't do anything, though. The second one, once you rotate for one, the other one goes away. But I didn't do that for that, so that's how that works. All right, so he's got his berserks on. He's an RNA, blah, 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 got all that stuff. Okay, so 6 rounds over. Ready card round is over. Now we're at the protection step. Nobody's being protected. Play new locations. We have an alleyway. Alleyway. Target one exterior location when alleyway first comes into play. Alleyway is now considered adjacent to that location in addition to its normal adjacencies. Research and development facility. We're moving that there. So we've got this one connected here, this one connected here. That's how this deck rolls. It's all about getting there fast and doing damage as quickly as you can. So this one here, automated armory. It's just another factory. You can search for Skynet stuff. Remember, that thing only works for unhidden, so when he moved there, it wouldn't have triggered it. That's why we didn't do anything over there. It's only for unhidden. It's not the best. I don't know why I did that. I should have picked the other one. It happens sometimes. All right, so now we are on to movement step. We're here. We're kind of stuck here now. All these drones, they can't leave. As it says here, drones may not leave this location. All Skynet character production costs are reduced by 3 production if produced at this location. Production costs cannot be reduced below 1 production. So it gets a -3 to any productions he's doing. I should have remembered that because I did get that for the last time for 1 character the last time. It would have saved me. I would have been able to get another card. But now that I know, I remember it now, that's what we're going to be doing. So his movement is done. We're moving on to his movement. And oh, yes. Yes. We are, in fact, moving. One, two, three, right there. Okay. One, two, three. Actually, we're moving right in because it's the time to strike. So we're moving in there with that guy. But you don't know. It could be another one. Yeah, he moves there, moves there, moves there. Okay. You don't know what's going to happen. Anything could happen now. Okay. So he's ready to go. Terminator. Now we are done with movement. We're on to build step. Here's where we do some funky stuff. We're going to build some things. Okay. All right, so we're rotating him to give everybody here +1 to their production, which basically makes us produce now 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 14. -3 for him, 14. Okay, so he becomes a 10. All right, we're bringing a heavy combat chassis unit into play. Okay, all right, we're going to read him. Armor 3. T831's 2-hit ability and speed attribute are not reduced by damage tokens. T831 gains any 2 Skynet items at no production cost from the draw deck when it enters play. T831 may only use Skynet items. So he's coming into play. And from the draw deck, he's getting a 40-watt phased plasma rifle and a subdermal armor. I think those are the 2 that I want. Yeah. From the deck. These guys are pretty dangerous, man, once they start rolling. So that was 10 production for all of that. These ones come into play for free. So 10. So there's 10 right there, which leaves me with 4 left that I can play and augmented musculature on him. And it's only for characters, so that costs 4 total. So that's that. We now have ourselves a little fighting to go around with the rest of this. All right. So that's the build step. That's what we did for the build step. Those guys get rotated. He comes into play rotated also. But we now have something that can do something if we need to. But we got some problems going on here now. So we might be able to stall him a little bit. Okay. I know what he's going to do, though. Shoot. I don't know if I can beat him with this deck. I don't know if I can. He's going to just whittle it down now. Oh, no, this is bad. Okay, all right. Now, so I don't think that's actually going to help me at all, because he's now going to do a combat, because we can't do a combat. You know what? Can I do anything? Can I absolutely do anything? That was the build step, so no more movement. Yeah, no, he's... Okay, you're going to see what happens. You're going to see what happens with this deck. This is how this works. All right, so these are both discarded because he moved. Those aren't in play anymore. Now, okay, so cover? Yes, it does have cover. So each player at this location gets +1 defense because of this. I don't think it's going to help him much, though, because it's... All right, so build steps down. We're doing we're going on to the next phase, which is the discard and draw phase. Okay. Discard that for him. And then over here. Oh, wrong deck. 4, 5, 6. All right, we're just going to play that right away. Just get out of the hand. 5 becomes 6. Okay. I might still be able to win with this deck, though. It is possible. So... Six. He draws one more card. 7. All right. Okay. Discard and draw. Done. We're going to play dwindling options on him to get rid of his hand. His hand is now discarded. Declare attacks. He's declaring an attack. He's targeting the heavy combat chassis unit. It's at the same location. Okay. He's going to declare an attack. He's the only one that can right there. So I was hoping I could have moved the gun over to him, but I couldn't because I played it on him and he was already tacked out. It was after the movement phase. Movement phase, you can move your equipment around. I forgot to mention that. So if you're at a location, at the same location with another character and you have movement points, it costs 1 movement point to move a piece of equipment over. Now, movement points are your speed, which is 4. That's how many locations you can move. Now, I forgot to go over a couple of things about movement points. Movement points, like for instance, if he wants to run away somewhere, he's got 4. He can move in any direction. This guy here, he's outnumbered now. He's here, right? He declared an attack. It's a hidden attack. So what happens here is declare unhidden close combat. He would declare first. And the second one, he would declare second, which would reveal his location, right? So he's no longer hidden. And he's declaring a hidden ranged attack, which is second. Now, here's how movement works, like if you're in the location at the same time. So he's here with this guy. So this guy here, he is completely surrounded. He cannot move out of this location now. He is absolutely committed here. The reason for that is for every character that your character is outnumbered, he loses a movement point. So if it was just these two guys here, he wouldn't be outnumbered, right? They would be even. He can move away the next turn. But if there's two guys there, he would be -1 movement point. So he gets 4 movement points equal to his speed, which is also his defense. But movement points are also that same speed, right? So he would only have 3 movement points, so he can move 3 away. But he has 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters, so he is -9 movement points. So he cannot move away anymore. He is absolutely surrounded by these guys. It's luckily only one of them can shoot him this turn. But even if they could, they still have to shoot over a 4. They have to get a 6 or better in order to hit him because of his camouflage suit. Which, yeah, he's just gonna roll with that at the moment. He's doing okay with that. So that's where the movement points stand at the moment. Now for combat, how this works. So they're both declaring an attack, right? He has to declare first because he's an unhidden close combat. He doesn't have a weapon. He's got a possible damage of 9. He has a +1 modifier because of himself. All Skynet characters gain +1 to hit. And you gain 1 combat pool for every character they kill. All right, so he's got a +1. So he has a +1. It's not the worst. He's shooting now. He needs to get a 5 or better in order to hit him. So you declare the attacks, right? And then it goes to resolution. So he's declared first. He declares second, right? Resolve ranged attacks first. His is a ranged attack. He's shooting. Now you have to declare which weapon you're using. He's shooting with a throwing disc. So that's what he's using right now. Throwing disc, total damage of power +2, plus roll to hit, minus defense. If attack is not a hit, the disc is dropped at that location. All right. So he's shooting with that. He has a +1 for his laser sight right now. And those are all the innate bonuses he has at the moment, right? Now, because we were resolving ranged attacks first, now I can play my cards. Juggernaut. Roll a die, pay that much combat pool, then add or subtract 1 from any other die roll. You may repeat as long as you can pay every required combat pool cost. If he rolls a 6 right now, just like I just did, right? 6 is halved to 3. 3 is halved to 1. 1 is halved to 0. There's no die roll that he can roll that will make him pay a combat pool for this card now. So it is now infinite. I can pay as many as I want. I can pay as many zeros as I want for Juggernaut, at which point I say infinite amount of pluses to hit, right? So what that means with the throwing disc, total damage of power +2 plus roll to hit minus defense, plus roll to hit minus defense. Okay, so let's itemize this. Total damage of power +2. He's 7 plus 2. That's 8, 9. That's 9 damage. Plus roll to hit. He has an infinite roll to hit. Plus infinity. Minus defense. Minus his defense. His defense is a 4. So there'd be infinity minus 4. It's an instant kill. He's targeting this guy. He hits him. It does enough damage to kill him. And what you need to do for damage, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do a game. We're going to make this realistic-ish. So instead, we're going to do it just enough damage to kill him, right? So Juggernaut's doing just enough damage to kill him. Remember that. So let's go over here and take a look at this bad boy. He's got some stuff on him that can help him out. So he's got 9 power. Those are his normal hit points, right? He has an armor of 3, okay? Augmented musculature requires Terminator gain +1 power, and Terminator with Infiltrator also gains -1 infiltration, limit 1 per Terminator. So he gets +1 power. So he's now at 10 power. Okay? That's his resistance, 10. That's how much damage he can take. Okay? Now, if he's getting hit, his resistance is different than his defense. His defense is 4. That's how much it costs to hit. So he already surpassed 4. We're going to roll a die. And it doesn't matter what I roll because it's already over, but he rolls a 6. Normally that would hit him also, probably. Because he's only a 4. You would only need to roll a 5 or a 6 to hit him. So he's hit. That's hit. Now damage, he has 10 hit points. He has armor. So he's got 10 hit points, but he's got an armor of 3, and he's got another armor +1 here. So 4 armor. So how this works is 10 plus 3 plus 1 for that, which brings him up to 14. That's how much damage he can resist. 14. So you would have to hit him with 15 damage or more to put a damage token on him. In this case, we want to kill him. So we would have to hit him with 14 damage plus another 10 damage. Does that make sense? We'll go over it again. 9 hit points plus 1 hit point makes 10 hit points. Hit points are also his resistance. Okay? So you're hitting him. He's got 10 hit points, but he has armor. So he's got an additional 3, an additional 1. So he's got 14 resistance. You have to get past the resistance to do the damage. So you would have to do 15 damage to do 1 damage to him. But because we want to kill him and we have enough to do that with Juggernaut, we're going to say that the total damage being done with the throwing disc is, in fact, 14 plus 10, 24. That will kill him. That will reduce his power down to 0. That 10, now armor does not act as resistance after it doesn't act as hit points, I should say. It acts as resistance, but not hit points. Power acts as resistance and hit points. So he has to get the hit points. You have to do the damage over his resistance in order to do damage. And then you have to do more damage than he has hit points to beat him. So in this case, 24 damage is the golden number. At which point he dies and all of his items are dropped except for his implants, which get discarded with him, right? They get discarded. The weapon gets dropped, though, so that's a good thing. We actually have something to defend ourselves with over there now. And as you can see, I realized my mistake afterwards, but here we are. He doesn't have anything in his hand. We're in the combat round. He's hit. Do I have anything else I want to play? His combat is next, all right? We're actually going to give ourselves a hit here. We're going to see what happens. We're going to give it a chance because I could actually, you know what? This is about finding out who the best deck is. So we're going to do this. We're going to play a free combat mastery. Spend 3 or 6 to add 1 or 2 to a character's speed, power, and rolls to hit lasts 1 turn. Yeah, I could play that at any time. So I could technically play that now. It costs free because of his berserks. It makes him a 6 plus 1 makes him a 7. 7/9. He's a 7/9 character using the same rules format. So here's what we do now. This guy gets to roll to hit now, and he has a +1, but he needs to hit an 8 or better. He has no way of possibly hitting him. You know what? Should we take it back and give him a fighting chance? I think so. Let's do that. We're going to take it back. We're not going to do that. We're going to give him a fighting chance. So he's going to roll to hit and see if he can hit. He needs a 5 or a 6 to hit. Hey, we hit him. All right. He does 9 damage to him. Now, knowing what we just went through, let's take a look at some of his items. He has some armor on him. Doesn't have as much armor as this guy, but he has a little. So he's got a 4 speed and a 7 power. Okay? He has a hunting kit. Contains melee claws, does power plus 3 damage. Mask, take no damage from environmental gas. And ceremonial armor provides 1 armor. Okay? So he has 8 resistance. 7 plus 1 equals 8. Right? Our Terminator here does 9 damage. Minus 1 plus 1. Because he's got augmented musculature. So he does 9 damage. So he'd be 9, makes it 8, makes it 9 again. So he's doing 9 damage. Straight that. So 7 plus 1 equals 8. He takes a point of damage. That's how that works. So let's grab a token and we'll put a damage token on him. So there we go. That's combat resolution with the damage. It can be tricky for the resistance stuff. It gets weirder for alien tokens, and we'll get into that when we did the alien deck, which is an entirely other ball of craziness. But you can see how this game works. It's a tense game. There's a lot of buildup, but then there's a lot of stuff you can do to move around after the connection has been made. Hopefully, now see, we're far from being out of this just yet. He only has 1 attack a turn, so he's going to be able to kill a character a turn roughly. And it can get a little weird, but he's still outnumbered, so he's pretty much trapped here now. He has to stay. He's already taken a point of damage, which means I can't run back and heal. So it could get a little weird. This could get strange. These guys could win just based on how many there are on this side. That's scary, because this is not a slouch of a deck over here. All right, so combat's over. Now we're going to just search around. There's nothing to search for. So we're now rotating, or ready round. We're back at the ready round. All right, so that's the ready round there. And we are in, he's kind of in trouble over here maybe a little bit. I don't know. I could have stopped that. I wanted to show you what combat looked like. So the next time we do that, we're probably going to do that. So we'll see what happens. He's got maybe 3 turns where he can handle this before he gets overwhelmed. Okay, so ready round. We're at the protection step. No one to protect. Play new locations. There's a main corridor. We're going to stick that main corridor right there next to the access space. And then over here, time displacement laboratory. We'll put that over here. There is a victory condition, but I do not have this deck set up for that card. Technically, if it's you can gain a mission point for every infiltrator that you send back in time, and I think it adds to your 12 mission points, which we haven't been able to do any mission points yet because he keeps making me drop my hand. So I almost did. We almost did that. But let's see what happens here. So protection, play new locations, did that movement step. He can't move. This guy can move. So do we want to retreat? No, but I do want to pick up this 40-watt phased plasma rifle and put it on this guy. We're going to do that. Okay, we are doing that. So that's that movement. This movement here, he's not moving. Do I have any more cards that I want to play? Yeah. We're going to do a free second chance on a Juggernaut. Or, actually, I'm going to do it on a dwindling options. We're going to keep him hamstrung with those cards. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. I think that's kind of a good idea. If we can keep him from producing stuff, that'll probably put us in a better position for this guy. So that was that action. Okay, movement. Build. Nothing in my hand. So now we go on to discard and draw, unless this guy has any more. Yeah, discard and draw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dwindling options. That was a good call. That was a good call on the dwindling options. Because then now he draws them. 5, 6, 7. All right. And he's going to do that again. He's going to grab another dwindling options. We're going to use that save it for next turn. And okay. So now we are on to declare attacks. Ranged attack. Declare unhidden ranged combat. Happens after unhidden close combat. So he declares first. And he's unhidden now too, because he couldn't move, so he couldn't put a new token down. So he's also going to declare at the same time. So also it goes by the movement. So his movement first, his movement second. He declares first, he declares second, even though they're the same, they're doing it at the same time. Now these both resolve at the same time though too. So his damage will go to him, his damage will go to him without any modifiers being previously. So before it was he would be able to damage somebody in close combat first. Close combat would then be able to damage him second. So if he could kill him in one hit, the first attack wouldn't go through, or the close combat attack wouldn't go through. So in this case, they're both attacking at the same time. He's using a throwing disc again. He has no cards to play. So we are going to do another Juggernaut. And we're going to target that guy. And we're going to kill him. And then we're going to do a Somebody Wake Up Hicks, which unrotates him. We're going to declare a second attack. This is legal. And we're going to use a combat mastery for free to give him a +2 speed and a +2 power and a +2 to hit. So he's going to be a +3 to hit. He's got the laser sight. He's got a +2 to hit now for the second ranged attack. So the first ranged attack is an instant kill, right? So he's dead. Okay. Now, so is it even worth me doing it? These guys do get a plus, but they don't do enough damage. See, their power is 4. So even if he hit him, he would never be able to do enough damage to him in order to do anything. So it's not even worth my time to even rotate them to attack. They're simply going to be there just to suck up stuff now and hope this guy can get. Because if I target him, he's just going to move it over to somebody. And if he moves it over to one of these guys instead. So we're going to target the guy that we want to kill that's not that guy. So now he's going to target him. He's targeting his first attack here and his second attack on one of these advanced drones. So the first attack is an instant hit, instant kill. He's dead. So we're just going to discard him. Huh. All right. Second attack. We got 3 of those left. We got some dice. We're just going to round my dice up here. Okay. Second attack is versus 2 speed. We're going to bring up this advanced construction drone just so you can see it. He's got a 2 speed and a 4 power. Right. The second attack is a little different because it's not covered under that Juggernaut. This is a combat mastery. He's a +3 to hit, and he's going to be doing that with his plasma caster. If you have another attack, some weapons will only let you attack one time, and then you have to rotate them to ready them again. These ones do not. You can attack as many times as you have ability to attack. Because we unrotated him and declared a second attack, we can declare a second attack with the plasma caster off of this guy. So we're looking at 15 damage at a +3 to hit. So 2, 3, 4, 5. We're over his 2 speed. Now it's doing 15 damage. So he has 4 power. So he would be able to effectively resist 7 damage before he died. And the 8th damage would kill him. It's 15 damage. He's dead. So that guy's done. Now, This guy also is resolving an attack at the exact same time. He has a +1 to hit. He is shooting at a 4 and a 5 for the camouflage suit. So he has to hit a 5 with a +1. So let's see what we roll and we'll see what happens here. We'll do that on camera. Okay. 2. All right, so see, he rolled a 3. Yeah, he didn't hit. He missed. So that was a miss. That was a whiff. All right, so that is the end of that combat. Oh, yeah, no, that's right. He's got a +2 to that, too. There's no way he could have hit. 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he could never have hit. There was no way he was ever going to hit because I forgot about the +2 from his combat mastery. Okay, so yeah, Predator's he's nasty. Yeah, Predator's nasty. He's cleaning these guys up pretty good, and that dwindling options is just all right. So combat's over. Nobody's searching. We're readying, and we're back to playing locations. Here's operations. It doesn't even really matter at this point. The game is so far along. We're already connected. These are locations we're never going to get to. Here's a flight control facility. All right, we still got him outnumbered. He can't move yet. He's outnumbered by 5, 6. He's outnumbered by 6, so he's a -6 to movement. But he's got a 4, 5, 6. So he's getting closer to being able to move. He can almost be able to move. So he's committed here right now. So he's got 1 point of damage on him. Oh, that's right, 1 minus off of it. So he gets 1 minus off. That would have been 1 off. It still would have hit the other guy. I got to remember that damage. So he would have been a 4, 5, 6. He would have been a 5, 6. He would have been a 6. He could have hit him with the 6. That's the difference between it. So he could have hit him with his 6, and he's got a 6, 7, 8. He's got an 8, and that lasts until the end of the turn. Turn is now over, so he's back to normal. He's a 3, 6 right now. So that's how that is, and we have that. We did the protection step, play locations, movement step. Does he want to run yet? I don't think it matters. I think this is over, honestly. But let's play it out and see what happens, because after this, he might be able to get a turn when he turns it around, but he's running out of these guys, so he can't bring anybody else in. He lost his big one. Yeah, I think this is done. So let's do one more turn, and we're going to see, because all I have to do with this guy is just keep taking a guy out every turn, which is, I've lost my 2 big cards already, but I still have 2 combat masteries left. So we'll play it out. We'll play it out. All right, so discard and draw. I am discarding that on that side, and then this guy here. Not wrong hand. He doesn't have a hand. He's drawing first, though, so he's going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At which point, this guy is immediately going to play a dwindling options, and all of his cards go away. And then he's drawing 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, no, we're going to keep this going for a little while. Because then I can do, oh my gosh, this is so stupid. I might have to reevaluate this deck. I think it's going to be, he's going to be a terror monkey for the rest of the decks. I think this one's going to be, we might need to slow him down a little bit. We'll see what happens. If he makes it, but I'm putting my money on him for the tournament, for the whole thing. He moves so freaking quick, man. Okay, so, combat, I think. We discard and draw. We're now at combat. We're declaring attacks at the same time. All right. Same situation. He's just going to play a combat mastery on himself. That lasts for the whole turn, so it's for all of his attacks. It's going to make him harder to hit him, and it's going to make it easier to hit these guys. He doesn't need to waste big cards for these guys. So Combat Mastery says he is a +2, +3 to hit. He's going to be using the Plasma Caster, targeting Advanced Construction Drone. 3, 6. Yep, he hits. He's dead. That goes. This guy here, he's got a chance to do something now. He can be a hero. He can do 1 damage to him if he gets a chance to it. Because I think that's what we figured out. Because he's a 4, 3. He's a 3. Four, 5. So he needs a 6. He's a 5. 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So he needs a 6 or, well, he needs a 6. Let's see what we got. Oh, no, that's not going to help him. So, yeah, he misses again. It'd be nice if you get him. That'd be kind of cool. All right. So that's the end of that combat. I didn't have another somebody wake up Hicks, so now we're just gonna go back straight. We're gonna skip the search round. And we're going to keep this train going for a little while. All right, so yeah, I think he's host. I think he's pretty much done. So we're gonna call this one. We're gonna call this one as a Predator victory. I don't think we can. And also, I have to use the restroom real bad here, so I'm gonna get the heck out of here. I'm done. Done. Anyway, if you were watching, thanks for playing, helping, watching, whatever. Hopefully, it helps you understand how to play the game a little bit better. Again, too, if you're interested, I will put a link to the Access Space forum where you can find out all kinds of strategy, all kinds of other players that still play this game 20 some years after it was kaput. So again, thank you for joining. And with that, have a good night. I'm out of here.